What's up, y'all? It's Anisha, and my mandate is to equip, encourage, empower, inspire, and ignite women to influence and impact their world, all for the glory of God. I am a wife, a mom, a ministry leader, a corporate IT leader by day, and a business owner and founder by night. I love all things Jesus, business, and letting my creative juices and imagination run wild. If you have found yourself here, I want you to go ahead, pull up a seat, because this is the PowHerhouse Podcast. Have you ever been in the middle of trying to post something on Facebook or IG and it just starts glitching? Like, for no apparent reason, Facebook is acting crazy, IG is acting crazy, or like when you pick up your phone because you remember to go look something up, like you have forgotten to do this all day, and all of a sudden it comes back to your mind to look something up on your phone, but then when you unlock your phone, it tells you to update your software. Ma'am, if I wanted to update my software, I would let you know that I wanted to update my software. But apparently, because you don't care about my feelings, I'm just going to have to decline this request because no, I don't want to do the update right now. Anyway, recently, this has happened to me, and it was like, in this particular moment, the Lord was teaching me lessons through the process. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I was sitting there minding my business, and then out of nowhere, the Lord just began to speak to me through that situation. Maybe you have experienced that same thing, like you were going through something, and in that moment, it was almost as if God was using that particular moment, that particular situation that you were experiencing to speak some instructions to you or to give you a lesson. And that's what I love about God. Like, He is such a faithful teacher. Like, there is nothing that is ever wasted with Him. So before I get into the meat of this discussion, let me just explain that there are, generally speaking, about two different groups of people when it comes to getting updates. All right. First, you have the ones who do the update immediately. I'm talking about they don't waste no kind of time getting their phone updated, their apps updated. If anything has to be updated, they are going to update it immediately. You hear me? As a matter of fact, if they have the setting to like do the automatic updates, it's set to on. Because they are never going to miss an opportunity to update whatever it is that they need to update on their phone or on any electronic or piece of software that they have. Then you have the ones who take the update when it's more convenient for them. Like, it's not a big deal for them to have every single update. It's not a big deal for them to get it as soon as it arrives. They push the update later button and they're like, listen, I'm going to come back to you when it's right for me. I'm going to accept this update when it's easiest for me to accept it, when it's not going to interfere with what I have going on. That's when I'm going to do the update. So generally speaking, those are primarily the two main groups. But then there was a third group, okay? There definitely is a third group, and that third group is people like me. Because see, I will wait until I have to do an update before I do it, like period. All of my update settings for my apps are set to manual. I don't want you to push not one update to my phone automatically. I don't want you to tell me to update anything. I will push that button to do it later, set up later, whatever. And really, I have no intention of doing it until I absolutely have to do it. It's not even when it's convenient for me. It's more so, do I have to take this update? That's just my thought process around updates. And I know you're probably like, Nisha, why? Like, why are you like this? I used to be in group one. I used to be the person who would get all of the updates to all of the apps all the time. Like, it was set to automatically, and I would do any update pretty much immediately because I wanted to take advantage of whatever updates that were available. But there was this one time, y'all, when I updated an app and instead of it performing better, it would crash as soon as I opened it. Now, because I work in IT, I understood that probably what was happening was that the code that was pushed to production for that particular app, like it was either not tested well or not tested at all. One of the two. There may be a slim chance that one scenario just wasn't tested, but I mean, come on. I'm talking about as soon as I opened the app, it crashed. So that's not a scenario that should have missed the quality assurance team at all. But either way, it resulted in me not being able to use the app until another update was given to fix the update that broke my perfectly good app and phone in the beginning. Not only that though, but there's always an update available for every single thing. If you would just calculate the time it will take you to complete the updates on your phone, like I'm willing to almost bet, I don't want to bet, but I'm willing to almost bet that it will probably take about 2 hours just to get through all of the updates on your phone. Nobody has time for that. Like that whole process, that whole scenario was just so frustrating. So for me, I just don't like to take the update as soon as it's available. I mean, that's for everything. I don't like to get the first iteration of nothing because I understand that the first product or the first push to market is not the best version that it's going to be. And really and truthfully, like it's always going to be a continuous process of updating. But man, those first iterations of something, they be looking real sketch sometimes. It sounds amazing on the forefront, but really like the first of anything is like the beta tester. For the most part, because you really never know how something is going to react in the market until it gets on the market. You can do as much load testing as you want. You can do as much quality assurance as you want, but you really and truthfully won't know until it gets into the market. So anyway, that is two of the reasons why I don't like to do automatic updates for nothing. And that's just my personal preference. Okay. But remember I said that the Lord was teaching me a few lessons through this update process. This brings me to lesson number 1. And lesson number 1 is that you can choose to be updated. See, no one is forcing you to update any area of your life, but best believe that updates are available every single where you look. If you want to update your personal life, there are books and courses and classes and teachers to help you galore. If you want to be a better version of the person that you are now by tomorrow, I'm telling you, there's a book or a course or a masterclass or a YouTube video or something that will enable you to see that vision of yourself come to pass. But you have a choice on whether you will actually choose to go through the update process. If you want to be a better student of the Word of God, right, you can be updated in that area. There are books, courses, communities, churches, preachers, teachers, prophets, apostles. I mean, literally, probably your best friend. There is content everywhere, information everywhere to help you become a better student of the Word. But are you choosing to go through the update process? You had a business idea for the last 5 years now, and you have not taken one step toward bringing that idea to life. You can definitely be updated in this area. And now you don't even have to be relegated to only taking business building advice from witches and new age courses disguised as business strategists. Like back in the day, people who were like making big major moves in the marketplace would be those who are all about like manifestation this and new age practices and all of these things and doing these money potions and money spells and money rituals. That is absolutely a thing. And sometimes it was hidden very well in the verbiage, but make no mistake, they were absolutely indoctrinating you into receiving the riches of business, but not through the means of like godly principles. But now you can actually get the tools and the support that you need through many different kingdom businesses. There are kingdom businesses that can help you validate and launch your God-given idea to the marketplace. And shameless plug, PowHerhouse Academy is one of those places where you can get the tools, the resources, the community, the support. Like everything you need if you desire to create courses, communities, or digital products. Like if you are any type of digital content creator, PowHerhouse Academy can absolutely help you validate and launch your God-given idea into the marketplace with the support that you need to help establish you there. And guess what? The Academy doors are finally going to be open this week. Like, one of my sayings have been progress over perfection. Done is better than perfect. I have been like so not really anxious, but so like angsty about everything, right? That's going to be made available. But anyway, it's happening this week. I'm super pumped about it. So if one of the areas in your life that you need to be updated in is in this area, like you are tired of saying that you're going to launch this ebook, you're going to do this devotional, you're going to do this course online, you're going to do this masterclass series, you're going to finally get on YouTube, you're going to finally get on Instagram, you're going to finally get on Facebook, you're going to finally do your podcast. If you are tired of saying, I am going to do that one day, and you're ready to say, I'm going to do that today, listen, the PowHerhouse Academy would love to have you. So, yeah, that's a shameless plug. But as I was saying, the choice to go to the next level in your life is on you. You can remain outdated, or you can choose to constantly move in the direction and flow of God for your life. I love the accounts in the book of Joshua. For every battle, there was a slightly different strategy. Imagine if Joshua used the same strategy that God gave him for defeating Jericho to fight every other enemy. First of all, sir, what if there was no walls to walk around? Like big blaring warning right there, why you should not use the same strategies for every single enemy. One, there may not be a wall to fall down, but don't we do that? Like we use the same strategy God gave us for one area of our lives, and then we try to apply it to every other area. But see, you need a different strategy for a different enemy. Oh my God. Listen, that will preach right there. Let me say that one more time. Y'all might not have heard that one. You need a different strategy for a different enemy. You can't defeat every enemy with the same strategy and the same weapon. We have to constantly seek the commander-in-chief and ask, what information, what strategy do I need to defeat this enemy? So ask yourself, what strategy or what update do I need to implement to get to my next level? See, you have to be committed to being prepared for the ascension by staying connected to the source of the update. You have to choose to stay connected. You have to choose to receive the update. He has the strategy. He has the vision. You just have to click accept and let him lead the way. He knows the weapons that you need to use for your enemy. He knows the process that you need to go through. He knows the strategy that you need to implement, but will you let him do that? That's the question. And even while I was going through this update process, the Lord was asking me that same question. Like, are you going to choose to allow me to update you in the way that I need to update you? Now that brings us to lesson 2. Because see, after I accepted the update to my phone, I was definitely excited, right? Because there were some new features and apps that were installed on this here phone that were not there before. My phone could now do new things, even though my phone was old. The same thing a new phone could do, mine could do as well. Point blank, period. Like one of the features that were readily seen by me was the ability to journal on your phone, because I use like my notes app very heavily on my phone, but I did the fact that there was a dedicated like journal app now. And I'm sure there were many journal apps out there. I'm positive of it, but your girl never went to go find it. So now that Apple has given me a journal app, I'm like, oh man, this would be such a neat feature just to quickly jot down my notes of the day or my thoughts of the day or whatever the case may be. So that was just one of the simple features that it had that I really did like. But We have to understand the phones that we have in our hands, they may not be the most physically up-to-date version. It may not be an iPhone 15. You may still have an iPhone 12, an iPhone 13, but make no mistake. Once that update has been done to your phone internally, the same thing that your phone could do, now an iPhone 15 could do as well. There is no limit. There's no thoughts concerning, oh man, now my phone can't do what your phone does. No, we got the same update. We have the same exact update. So you are operating under a false premise if you think that you can't do what God has called you to do because you think that you are too old. You think that you're not savvy enough. You think you're not cute enough. Listen, once you receive that update, the playing field has been leveled for you. You don't have to look and compare yourself to everyone else anymore. You now have the option to update yourself. And then it's you v. you versus you. It's not you versus your friend. It's not you versus your competitor. It's not you versus anybody else. It's you v. you. The old you versus the updated you. The old you versus the new you. The old you versus the next level you. But that wasn't the lesson the Lord showed me. I know I said a whole lot about that, but that was not indeed the lesson the Lord had showed me. I have a question. Do you feel like God has more for you? Like there's something burning on the inside of you, but you just don't know what it is or where to start. Or maybe you know exactly what is burning on the inside of you. Maybe you know exactly what you feel God is calling you to do, but you just don't know how to go about doing it. Well, I am happy to be the very first to let you know that in January of 2024, the doors to PowHerhouse Academy will be open. See, PowHerhouse Academy was created for women just like you. Women who have found that they have something to share with the world, but they just need a roadmap to getting that God-sized idea from their mind out into the marketplace. It's for the creatives, the multi-passionate thought leaders, the ones who God has called for such a time as this. Listen, your baby is ready to be birthed, and PowHerhouse Academy is literally the midwife you never knew you needed. Until now. So make 2024 your best year yet. To be the first to know when the doors officially open, or just to get some more details, I want you to text VIP to 803-303-8338. The lesson came when I noticed that some of the things I was used to seeing or places I was used to going on my phone was changed. It was either in a different location or not there at all. What does that tell us? When we get updated, things are going to change. There will be great benefits, right? You're going to have some great features, but make no mistake. Some of the places you went for information before won't be there once you get updated. See, they may not be able to serve you in the best way now, even though it was the best that they could do back then. Before you were updated, that was the best that they could do for you. Now that you have been updated, they may not be able to serve you the way that they served you in the past. Everyone and everything is operating in the best that they can in this moment for you. But baby, listen, once you have been updated, everything connected to you will be affected. That right there was the lesson. What affects you affects everyone around you. See, the update didn't just affect me. The update doesn't just affect you. It affects everything connected to us. I remember after the update to my phone, my Apple Watch was updated too. Now, I did not ask for my Apple Watch to be updated, but because my phone was updated and my Apple Watch talks with my phone and is very much connected to my phone, its software got updated too. If it didn't, the communication to and from my phone may have been faulty. My watch may have started to glitch because it needed to be updated to handle the capabilities that my phone now had. Oh my God. See, some of you are getting upset with family and friends and you think they are acting strange for no reason. But the truth is they are glitching because you have been updated and now your update is affecting them. They can't communicate with you the same way. The wires are getting crossed. They can't handle the capabilities that you have now. It's not personal. No, baby, it's not personal. You've just been updated. It's not personal, baby. You've just been updated. At first, it's going to be frustrating because, see, there may have been a key person in your life. And one of the things that changed on my Apple Watch was the ability to ping my phone. That was very important to me. That was a key feature for me. If you ask anybody in my house, including my dog Maggie, they know what the notification ping for my iPhone is from my Apple Watch, because I promise you I'm going to use it. See, before, all I had to do was swipe up on my watch face, hit the little ping icon, and ping my phone. Now, I can't find it. To this day, I cannot find it. That was a very important feature for me. But see, once my phone and watch was updated, the key feature I used to depend on was gone. I'm sure the capability is not gone. I'm sure of it. I know it's still there. I just have to get to it a different way. And see, sometimes you got to search for what's important to you. Even when you get updated, sometimes you got to look deeper. You got to ask questions. You got to have conversations and see where what you need is now located. That's true for the people who are connected to you too. Maybe the frustration that you're feeling is a signal that you, not them, you have to interact with them in a new way. My God, listen, this one right here, this thing will preach. Yeah, see, some may have to be cut off if they refuse to update with you, but those who do accept it, those who accept the update, they accept that you've been updated and they've been updated as well. It's time to rediscover your relationship. It's time to look again. The capability is within them. The functionality is still there, but will you take the time to search it out? That's the question. Yes, it may feel unfamiliar. It may even mean that you have to interact with them or even yourself a little differently. It may even mean you have to have a totally new perspective on who you are and who they are, but stay there. Stay there. Embrace the change because the update is worth it. And that brings me to lesson number 3. You need new wineskin if you want to pour out this new wine you have received. Let me tell you something. See, you have to embrace gaining new skills and letting go of old habits and beliefs that no longer serve you. In Ephesians 4:22 through 24, it talks about putting off the old self and embracing the new self. This was in reference to the sinful nature we had versus the new nature we receive once we accept Jesus as our Savior. But I believe it is also giving us a principle to live by, that there must be a shedding of the old to receive the new. See, the old law had to be shed so that we could receive the new law of grace. The old abilities of your phone had to be shed so the new abilities can come forth. Once you have been updated, there may be some old habits you had, like looking for something in a particular spot, but now you will have to create new habits by going to a new spot. Before, maybe your phone couldn't do certain things, but now you're going to have to reshape your beliefs about what your phone is able to do. And it's the same with you. You have to reshape your beliefs about you. You are not the same. So why are you still treating yourself the same? If you've been updated, why are you still playing small and acting like you are an iPhone 6? You have been updated, baby. You can't afford to stay in the old wineskin mindset. You gotta have new wineskin. See, you got new wine. That means you gotta have new wineskin. That new wineskin isn't necessarily talking about your outward appearance per se. The new wineskin is the renewing of your mind. If you keep operating with the old mindset of what you couldn't do, you will never see the actualization of what you now can do. See, the update gave you capabilities, but if in your mind you still think, yeah, I took that course, but I still can't do XYZ. Yeah, I already created the product, but I still just can't launch. Yeah, I got the book about how to really understand the word of God, but I still really, don't know what it's really saying. I still don't know like how to actually implement it. That's new wineskin that you have to have. You have to reshape your beliefs about what you can do. You got the course. Now you have to implement the solutions. You got the book. Now you have to implement the solutions. You watched the YouTube video. Now you have to implement the solutions. You have the choice, but you have to walk in it. So the 3 takeaways I want us all to leave this podcast with and take action on is this. We get to choose to be updated. Nobody's forcing you to update your life. Nobody's forcing you to go to the next level in anything that you have. You have to choose to do that. You have to choose to be that person who gets updated. You have to choose to be that person who goes to their next level. You have to choose amidst the comfortability and the comfortableness of what your life is now. You have to choose to walk into the new. Number 2, everything connected to us will be affected. Make no mistake. You might think that this update that you're going through is only going to affect you. It's going to affect every single person that's truly connected to you. And you have to be ready for that. You have to understand that, and you have to walk that process out. And then 3, we need new wineskin to operate in the fullness of what we now have the capacity to do. Maybe we didn't have the capacity to do something before. Actually, maybe we didn't have the capability or the ability to do something before. And now we do. We have to have a new wineskin mindset to believe that what we have been equipped to do, what we are now able to do, we can actually walk in it and execute it. So that is all I got for today. That was a lot, I know, but I pray that it blesses you. Thank you for listening to the PowHerhouse Podcast. And until next time, peace.